We are celebrating 10 years here at Women Speakers Association this year. I've been here since 2011, and women are coming to the forefront more than ever in our world. And as you can see, today's topic is women's voices change the world. We've seen social justice movements come to the forefront, and women have been fighting for equality for decades. We've always made contribution, and we continue that contribution. So today we're going to have our experts share about how women's voices make a difference and change the world. So let's go over and say hi to JJ. Hi, Dr. JJ. Unmute.
Hi, I'm sorry. I am Dr. Janet J. Sawyer, and my business is I am a leadership development coach, and my website is jjsawyerconsulting.com. And I've had the privilege of being a member since 2017, and I live here in Carlsbad, California.
And we are privileged to have you. Thank you, Dr. JJ. Hi, Mary.
Hello, I'm Mary Knipple. I live in Half Moon Bay, California. I've been a member of WSA since 2012. I am a book mentor and the founder of yourwritingmentor.com.
Great to have you here, Mary. And hi, Orna.
Hello, I am Orna Walters. I'm a soulmate coach alongside my beloved husband. You can find us online at loveonpurpose.com. I'm joining you today from beautiful Santa Monica, California, and I've been a member of WSA since 2013.
Great to have you, Orna. And hi, Anne-Marie.
Hi, I'm Anne-Marie Cross. I'm a business and podcast strategist. I'm located in Melbourne, Australia. I have been a member of WSA since 2011, and you can find me over at annemariecross.com.
Wonderful. And Winnie. Hi, Winnie.
Hi, everyone. And thank you so much, Laura. I am Winnie Kamuya from Nairobi, Kenya. And you can find me at www.winniecash.com. I'm a leadership development coach, and I've been WSA member since the founding members Lauria in 2012. I'm so glad to be a member up to today. Thank you.
As viewers, you may have noticed, we have many continents represented. We are a global international organization of women who are making a difference here. And today, I want to dive in with all of our experts about what role do you see Women Speakers Association really playing for women's voices? And Dr. JJ, I thought you could cover that first.
Well, I want to talk about WSA stands for Women Speakers Association. And I wanted to bring that to your attention because what it sounds like is it's for speakers. And you have to understand that we are all speakers. We speak every day, whether it's to children, to our husband, to our friends and family, our coworkers. And so WSA is for all of us because we speak, we share, and we share our gifts with everyone. So that's why I think that you need to really not get stuck with the title and just know that you are speaking every day.
Yeah, you're a speaker every day. So it's really for every woman. I love that. And so, Mary, what is your take on the role that Women Speakers Association plays?
Well, I want to piggyback on Dr. JJ because we are all speakers. Our voices matter. And the mission of WSA is to lift women's voices. And nobody can tell your story from your perspective except you, but you have to use your voice to get that story out into the world.
I'm so glad you piggybacked on what Dr. JJ was saying, because I know Dr. JJ has been in the Voices of the 21st Century collaboration book, and you're the book mentor. So it's perfect. Yes, exactly. So Orna, do tell us, what role is Women Speakers Association playing for women's voices? Why do you feel it's so important?
Well, it is important to amplify women's voices. And I want to piggyback also what Mary and JJ said. Every single woman listening to us today has a message to share with the world, and it's your message. And WSA is a place where you can hone that message, get mentorship, certainly put your message out into the world in a bigger way, to amplify your voice along with all the other women who are members. And there's no other place on the planet that does that for women. And so it's really the place to be.
And if we amplify, we can change, make greater change. So I love that. Thank you, Orna. And Anne-Marie, tell us from your perspective, what role does Women Speakers Association have here in Women's Voices Amplifying?
I agree with everything that every other wonderful panelist has shared. One of the things that I've noticed, and this is over the years that I've been a member, and even more so important now, it's a global network, and with the technologies available to us, we don't necessarily need to be in person. We can be online and therefore impact so many more people because of the global networks and relationships that we're building. And totally agree with what Orna was saying. What WSA has is so unique and so powerful, and together we're better. One message at a time. That's what WSA is providing, a platform for all women around the world.
Yes, together we're better, one message at a time, online and internationally, collaboratively. Definitely unique. Agreed. So Winnie from Africa, love having you here. Love that you've been a member so long. Tell us what the role here from your perspective is of Women Speakers Association for women.
Thank you so much. I think I want to start first of all by saying that this is the right time, that being a member in such an association is going to make a big change. And I believe that what other panelists have said is actually very true, that we are speaking all the time. And unlike the other times, this is one time where we need to hear the voices of every other woman from everywhere around the world. If you're not hearing the other voices, you might think that your voice is not relevant. So being a member of WSA is really key. It's really served me over those 10 years. I'm so glad to be here up to today.
We're so glad to have you here. And that's a perfect segue into where I want to go dive right into. This community is powerful. We've heard that. So how has specifically Women Speakers Association empowered your voice? Dr. JJ.
Well, I've received so much training. You become a member and then you have all these opportunities to be coached and trained by other women that are part of the organization. And so I've been able to get my books written from WSA Publishing. I've been able to be a part of Voices, Volume 3 and 4. And the one thing that really is important to know too is this organization, the women are approachable. That's different, in regular, normal networking groups. These women are approachable to the point where you really get to know these women from all over the world, like Winnie was saying. And then you forget that you're not together in a room. So the opportunity is endless.
I agree totally. And so, Mary, how about you? What has Women Speakers Association, how has it empowered your voice?
Oh, I agree with Dr. JJ. It's the opportunity to expand where your voice is heard, and also to have this community that supports you, and you can have the training and the expertise at your fingertips. So it's all about learning together and growing.
Exactly. We have so many opportunities, as you and JJ have said, that it really is about making you unstoppable. So, Orna, what have you found in Women Speakers Association? How does it empower your voice?
Oh, it's really such a great organization to amplify your voice, no matter what your business is. For me, I'm a coach. And so more people that know about that I exist and that I'm doing what I do, then that spreads. And because this group is so incredibly supportive of one another, it's like, they told two people and they told two people. So there's that saying, right? If you want to go far, go together. So if you want your message to go out into the world and go around several times, this is the group to do that with. Again, it's really about you having an opportunity to not only amplify your message, but hone your message, as Dr. JJ was saying, right? There's a lot of training available. I know just going through a lot of the processes of becoming a member and coming in back when I did in 2013, it really helped me hone that message, who I'm talking to, what am I saying? So the training is valuable, but the amplification is just really a great way to go together in a group where they're all supportive of one another. And you also build great relationships that way.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is clarify. You got really clear on your message. You got this. We've heard it's a safe place. It's a supportive place to really amplify your mission and move forward together. Beautiful. Thank you. And Anne-Marie, you are like podcast queen. So how has Women's Speakers Association empowered your voice?
I agree. Everything that everyone said and more. One of the things that I notice about WSA, because of the culture, it really does attract women who are specialists in their field. And whilst the fields may be diverse, what brings us together is the commonality of really wanting to make an impact, one message at a time. And when you surround yourself with other people up to great things, even if they're in a different industry, what they're doing and working well, it helps us to be innovative in what we're doing and how we're delivering. So for me, I'm so blessed to be able to interview many of these incredible women on our podcast. And I learn something new each and every time. And I love what Dr. JJ said. There is a camaraderie there. There's no such thing as competition. And even though we may be sharing a similar message, there is just this collaboration. I think there's a word called co-opetition, and it really is supportive. And that's really unique amongst organizations. And we get to do this on a global level, which I think is just amazing.
Yeah, make no mistake about it. Women's Speakers Association doesn't operate on a traditional model. It is a collaborative model. We don't just speak it, we be it. And you're hearing that from each of our experts here today. And Winnie, I'd like to hear your take on how has Women's Speakers Association empowered your voice?
Well, most of the mentors that I have right now came from WSA. When I joined, I was not sure what I was getting myself into, but I would say to myself, if there is something that I can learn, then I can learn from people who have been several steps ahead of me. Where can I find those people? And I was lucky enough to find WSA. So I have learned a lot, and I know there is resourcefulness within the association. I get what I need to learn from most of the members because they know it, they've done it. And from what other panelists have said, there is so much resourcefulness. And don't forget, you can also become an author. You can contribute in one of the books. And I'm so happy that I participated in that. If there's anything that we are missing here in Africa, it's something like this.
Well, we're glad to be here for you. And as we would love to have more of the women in your country and the continent join us for sure. So now it's your time to give some advice, ladies. I want you to give us your best piece of advice for women to develop or use their voice to promote change. Dr. JJ, what should women do?
I think you ought to practice the virtue courage. It takes courage to step out there and join an organization such as this. It takes courage to join those complementary trainings and open your mind to learn and grow. And it also practice that virtue called patience. That's my advice to people that join WSA. Be patient and learn and grow and give yourself permission to ask.
And it's a safe place, like you said, to do so. So thank you for that. Beautiful. And Mary, what advice would you give women to help them develop and use their voice to promote change?
As important as it is the community, I would first have the women go inside and be very, very comfortable knowing themselves so that they can have the courage to step out and be vulnerable and be seen. Because when you have that confidence in yourself, then you will step out and grow.
Yeah, I can't do much if you don't know yourself, right? It'd be more effective, really, really foundational. Thank you, Mary. And Orna, what advice would you give to women who want to use their voice to promote change?
Well, what I want to tell them is this space of WSA is such a great place to celebrate your wins. I think that women sell themselves short a lot of the time. And we think that what we've been through, what we've accomplished, or what we've achieved isn't something to celebrate. And when you embrace that, whatever challenges you've overcome and the tools and whatever you learn to go through your personal challenges is the thing that other women need to know and other people need to know to move forward in their own life. You have something to contribute, and then celebrate those successes. And so come join us to celebrate you so that you can really put that out in the world and then really create positive change by all of our little golden nuggets going out into the world to then promote that positive change over and over and over again.
What I love about that is that that becomes a source of inspiration to move us all forward. And that's what we do. Come and celebrate. So Anne-Marie, what advice do you have for women to use their voice to promote change?
This is something that I've made an intentional practice, and I see this happening each and every day within the community of WSA, and that is to surround yourself with incredible women, in this instance, of course, who are up to great things. And so often what we do, and I love the way that Dr. JJ says, be courageous, take that step. So often we think, well, what can I contribute? And when you get in a community of like-minded people who are, who are so supportive, often they can see things in you that you may not have recognized as being so empowering and inspiring for others. So surround yourself with incredible women that you can be supported by, you can then support them. And I love what you said before, Laura, together we're better, and we really are. And this is a global community who support one another. We all have a voice, and a story that matters for someone in this world. And when you create this community and join it, it's a way that you really can step forward and share that message.
Yeah, and combining what you, Anne-Marie, said and Orna just said, when you celebrate your own, but maybe you don't have something to celebrate, but now you can celebrate others. And you're celebrating that you're with people who are up to something. So I love that. Okay, and Winnie, take us home here. What advice do you have for women to really bring their voice to promote change?
Well, change cannot happen unless there's a voice out there. As women, how can we bring that change? First of all, is self-awareness. I think that is something that Mary mentioned. And then if you are aware of yourself, aware of everything around you, you need the courage. Remember, as a woman, sometimes the courage doesn't come. That is why it's good to be in a community where there are other women who are thinking like you, and maybe they've been there, they know what you're afraid of, and they will help you step forward, impact the world. You cannot impact the world unless you've got all this. I believe being a woman, you need some part of you that is going to be transformed when you go through all those stages. And I believe that we can be the voice that others are waiting for. Unless we lead, others cannot follow. And unless we show them how, and we must have the courage to do it.
Well said. And really a great way to tie in having the courage, how to get it, by being with others who can, kind of by association, give it to you almost in that way. And everybody needs their voice heard. So given that, I want to wrap up with a quick thought about what is possible. What your quick final thought on what's possible for women who want to be a part of our Women Speakers Association community? Dr. JJ?
What's possible is finding a new you. Now, I've been in this organization and I've been in the Voices books. And when we start trying to come up with our story, you should see how timid people are. And by the time with us working together, and when it's time to launch that book, everybody's confidence has grown. So just step up and you'll build your confidence along the way. But I do want to mention one thing before I go, and that is leadership matters. Leadership matters. It's the leaders that have created an organization that keeps women safe and open for learning. They're always there. They're always present. and they're always supported, and they create a supportive, collaborative environment. That's unique in itself. So I want to thank you, Laura, and of course, Gail, for the type of leadership that you all have provided all of us when in our journey here being a part of WSA.
Well, you're most welcome, and thank you for acknowledging that. So, Mary, what final advice or what's possible for women by being a part of Women Speakers Association?
Well, I want to echo Dr. JJ's, thank you for the leadership, and underscore the fact that we're in Women's History Month right now. How appropriate is that for us to be talking about women's voices and how we can lift each other up and empower each other with the stories that we're telling. And Anne-Marie talked about that your story matters. And so what I want to leave people with is that no one can tell your story from your perspective, and you don't know who is waiting to hear your story and the impact you won't have if you don't open your mouth and share your message.
Wonderful. So join us so we can help share it with you, right? That's awesome. And Orna, what is possible for women by being a part of Women Speakers Association?
Well, as you know, we've been through a very challenging year globally, right? And there's been so much isolation due to COVID-19. And what I want to say is when you become a member of WSA, you can never feel alone. So sky's the limit because you have the support to build relationships. There's a Harvard grant study that was looking at the answer to what makes a person successful. It's a 70-year study. It's in a book, and Triumphs of Experience. And what they discovered is the key to success in life is the ability to create and maintain relationships. So if you are looking to build relationships so that you can have a platform, your message out in the world, amplify your voice, just connect with like-minded women to support you, come join us at WSA, because really sky's the limit when you just say yes to the possibilities here. And you'll never feel alone, even during a global pandemic.
Isn't that the truth? Wonderful. And a true blessing. And Anne-Marie, what is possible from your perspective for women by being a part of Women Speakers Association?
Yeah, Orna, it's so true. And I think moving forward now is such a time where women's voices and their story is needed. They bring an aspect to the conversation that can, bring compassion and empathy. And we need that moving forward. So many people around the world need the kind of support and message that I know many women can bring. Being part of WSA, everything that everyone said is absolutely true. Sometimes when we are on our own, we may have a question or we may not be certain on something, and being able to go into a community, be surrounded by people who have gone before us and been, for many years in this industry, just getting one validation or how about doing it this way can set you on a trajectory where your message is impacting so many more people far quicker. That kind of community that you can tap into and share what you know is just so important, and we can do that globally now. We don't need to travel, and we can tap into resources that we may never have had the opportunity to meet were it not be, for the platform that WSA is creating.
Yeah, and it sounds like, Winnie, you've actually had that experience of being able to step into a community and get guidance. So what is possible for women by being a part of Women Speakers Association's community?
Well, if you are a member of the WSA, I can assure you, you're going to find resources. And a time like this is a time when I would say that women, especially in Africa, they need to be connected to others who have been able to take up technology and make sure that their families do not suffer. So it is a time to tell that story, to get the resourcefulness from those people who know how it can be done, and to help us to change and have an impact in the continent. I'm sure if you're a member and if you join WSA, you're going to find like-minded people who are going to be there to support you and to be able to show you the way and how to move, how to impact, and how to change your life for different and better times.
Absolutely. And you all have really given the insight of how you've benefited, how other women benefited by sharing their voice, amplifying voice, getting what's in their heart out in the world. And if you want an organization to help you do that, whether you're in Africa, Australia, North America, South America, Antarctica, we'll even go there if you like. Europe, we are here. We are virtual. We do have live events as well that will be coming on board, but for the most part, your community is right at your fingertips, and we're here for you. And if you'd like to learn more, go to joinwsa.com and join me with these amazing women. If you want to just connect with any of the women here today, you want to be in our community. And we'd love to have you. So you're invited. Thank you, JJ, Anne-Marie, Winnie, Orna, and Mary for being here, for contributing your heart and soul, and for being such an important part of our community. I adore you all. And we can't wait to do more with you. And please join us, joinwsa.com. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
We'll see you online.